everyone, and welcome back to Clover Knows Pets. I'm Clover, and today I'm going to be showing you the part 3 of my parrot's cage tour. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, please go back and watch those. In part 1, I introduced my birds, and one thing I forgot to mention in part 1 and part 2 actually is that Solar, my disabled budgie, who's been through pretty much everything, is bonded to my dog. As you saw right there, she does not want to have me go near the dog, and she actually regurgitates food to him, preens his fur, and yeah, she really does think she's bonded. But my dog Potato here just doesn't really know what's going on. But he is actually trained to protect the birds. Eclipse flew over and is hiding in my hair. And so, yeah, I know he will never hurt them. And Fern just flew over too. Yeah, he's a really good dog, and Solar really loves him. Anyways, in part 1, I talked about my birds, my cockatoo Fern, and my 2 parakeets, properly known as budgiegars, or budgie for short, which, by the way, they are parrots. They are the second smartest parrot species in the world, by the way. But yeah, I talked about their backstories, and yeah. In part 2, I showed you Eclipse's cage and our largest play stand and play area for the birds. Today I'm going to be showing you Solar, my other budgie's cage, and a few other things too. Alright, like last time, I'm going to start at the bottom. Right down here I've got a ton of oak leaves because it is winter, or well, fall technically, but there's snow on the ground. And so I grabbed some of the leaves from our yard and baked them to sanitize them. These are white oak leaves, so they are safe. Yeah. Down there, I've also got a few different foraging toys, some wicker balls, different things, and some treats at the bottom. Like I said, Solar did have paralyzed feet for a while. If you want to know why, go and watch the first video. But yeah, and although she's regained most of her foot strength, I still do have a few perches in here, and it's been a really big week because I actually just took out this big perch that was strung across her cage. I know it's really dirty. I've tried everything to clean it. I've scrubbed it off with stainless steel brush. I've tried perch cleaners, bird poop remover. I put it through the dishwasher. All natural soap, of course, is what we use in our dishwasher, but even then I did not put that in there, so it was just water and heat. Anyways, I've tried everything and I cannot get it off, so yeah. Anyways, removing that was a big deal, because that used to be strung across the whole back of her cage, and yeah, it's pretty big that she now doesn't have that, because it means that her feet are getting so much better. But yeah, so moving up from the bottom, we've got this ladder here, and this perch. I've got a Planet Pleasure toy down here, and then I forget what this toy is called. I got it from my local pet store. Yeah. It's got these hardwood pieces and these bamboo pieces, and then it's also got these nuts here that are shreddable. And of course the, I believe it's palm leaf is shreddable. And it's got these little holes to hold treats. But yeah. Yeah. Over this way we've got another Planet Pleasure thing. I believe this is like palm leaf rope or something. I forget what they call it. But yeah, right there, like I said, I've got this perch. It's a homemade perch made with all natural or, well, bird safe glue. Another Planet Pleasure toy. This is a tire toy. She loves spinning it, and you can see a bit of chew marks. I just put it up here, so it's not too chewed up, but yeah. Got this perch here, obviously, and then I've got some dried moss, because it is fall, and I am using this for my reptiles right now, and so I thought, why not? They love it, and they are not using it as nesting material. Don't worry, I have checked and made sure. If I were to see anything like that, I would remove it immediately. Right? Moving this way, I've got this big Planet Pleasure toy. I believe this is called, like, ant or something. It's got mahogany pods, and then these bamboo pieces that I can stuff treats in. It's also got coconut rings that they love spinning. Here you can see this is pretty chewed up, so they do love chewing it. Got this big rope perch here. As you can see, it is not chewed on at all, and it doesn't have any strings coming off of it, which is why I'm able to use it. If I were to see any chewing or strings, I'd have to remove it immediately and throw it out. So yeah. Got this perch here, forgot to mention. Moving this way, I've got another cool perch. I really love this one because it's got this split in between, and I can stuff it with crinkle paper and treats, and she has to work to pull it all out. As you can see, it's empty because she's already pulled everything out. Got this jingly toy here. Makes a bunch of noise. It's got bamboo, it has a lot of stuff. It's got chewable, shreddable things. It's got foraging bits. It's got calcium bits with these oyster shells. It's got just the noise, so ton of stuff. I've got this platform perch here. And then I've got this homemade toy. Yeah, it has stainless steel paper clips or whatever these are called, so it is safe. And yeah, it's not really a foraging or shredding toy, which is what you normally want, but our birds really like shaking them, and so I thought I'd add it. This was a bird kebab. It's pretty much destroyed now. She's chewed up the whole thing, so I am going to replace it pretty soon with a different toy, but yeah, she loves these. Moving up, we've got her pellet bowl, which I will actually take out and show you. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's got Harrison's pellets at the bottom. These are some of the best pellets you can use that you can actually get in the US. Yeah, I've got a shell in here. Sometimes I stuff treats in it and she has to get them out. I've got some cuttle bone chunks for calcium. This is sunflower stem from a oxbow toy that they destroyed. I've got balsa wood, cardboard. Got this big, what's it called, pine block. So yeah, tons of different things she has to work through and get through to get to the pellets. Next up, you can see I've got some hay. This is oxbow botanical hay. So it's chewing on it and pulling it to the bottom of the cage. Over here, I've got an applewood perch and this little cardboard piece. She loves spinning it, and I just replaced it because the other one was so chewed up. But yeah, she does chew on it. Over here, I've got this big grapewood perch, and although it isn't a platform perch, it is big enough that she can put her feet flat on, so yeah. I've also got a big piece of cuttlebone here, just so she has some extra. Moving over from that, on this side, we've got her water dish. Again, stainless steel, that's what I use for my birds. Over here, I've got a prickly ash perch, which is great because it has so many different textures and bumps. Great for her feet and great for her regaining her foot strength. Got another one of those rings that I showed in the other video. Don't normally use plastic perches, don't normally use plastic swings or rings in general, but I got it for free. It's made of recycled plastic. Thought I'd try it out. Got this made from, I believe it's willow. I might be wrong. I forget what it's made of. But yeah. Just sit in there. She's destroyed a bunch of it. Pretty cool to see that she is using these toys, because I only put this in like yesterday, and she's already chewed it up a bunch. Got a Java wood perch here. And yeah, that's pretty much her cage. Moving up, of course, I've got another prickly ash perch here. This is a really tiny one. But yeah, she uses it to hop to the bowl because otherwise she literally falls flat on her face, which obviously is really not good. So now she waddles over here and then she can hop to the bowl and drink. For the bowl inside of her cage, she's got that perch there, but normally she can just fly to it and land on it. I think it's just because the elevation from here down is hard for her. But of course she is working on it, and that's why this perch is higher than the bowl. I've got some grass up here. This is actually millet grass from some millet sprays I was growing. Yeah, I picked it before it fully grew millet because it was about to snow, so I knew I wouldn't get anything from it anyways. So yeah. But yeah, moving up, they've got their chop, which I showed you in the other video they were eating. It's pretty much a bunch of chopped up fruit and vegetables. I also sprinkled it with dried chamomile flowers this time. Try and do different toppers for their food as often as possible. But yeah, so this is one of my fall mixes. I'm not going to list the whole ingredients because I'm going to make a video on it. But yeah, a few of the things we've got are cranberries, we've got bell pepper, different lettuces, got zucchini in here, tons of other stuff too that I'll talk about in a different video. But yeah, and I always serve mine on slate so that when they're eating it, it grinds up their beak and their beaks don't get too long. It's the same thing people do with tortoises and box turtles. Over here I've got this big slab of wood, and this is balsa wood, so it is a very soft wood that they can actually chew on and get into. That's how they did this, because it started out looking like this, and that's what they did to it. You can see here this is a bit of a harder piece, so they haven't gotten through it yet, but they shred that thing so much. It's amazing. So yeah, I've got that up there for them. Got a little pumpkin for fall. Have another one over here. Some moss around. Over here, this was a kale plant, but they ate off most of the leaves, and this last bit I'm just drying for who knows what reason. Just got some more moss in there so that they don't dig up the soil. I mean, I guess it wouldn't really matter, but yeah. Like on the other cage, I do have a mat here so that they're not on the bars. And this is a beautiful Java perch I got. Absolutely love it. Got it from my local pet store. Same place I got these two. But yeah. Let's also get this toy here. Now, obviously, parrot treat sticks are actually not safe. What are you talking about? Yeah. So instead I'm trying this out. This is my first time trying it. It is a Rosewood Naturals toy. And it's sort of like the treat sticks, except it doesn't have seeds. And it's not made for birds, but all the ingredients are safe. This is what it looks like. Made in Germany. That's probably why it's not horrible like all the other things you get at a pet store. So yeah, although it's certainly not healthy, you can see here from the ingredients that it's fairly good. For the seeds in here, there's black cumin, fennel seed, linseed, hemp seed, buckwheat seed. And the only other ones are grass seed and canary seed, which are not super healthy, but it is a treat after all, so who really cares? And yeah, pretty much everything in here is really healthy and good for them. Of course, in small amounts. They even used pea flour, so yeah, I think it's a pretty good toy. Or well, treat, and a good alternative to the treat sticks you get at the store. But yeah, that's her top. Moving over, we've got this big window here, and just recently, our birds have actually taken interest in the wild birds, and the wild birds have done the same thing. So they keep landing over here and on these sides, and I actually do want to get some bird feeders hung and some perches out there for them. Maybe some suction cup parrot perches. But yeah, recently I did sell terrariums at a sort of like bazaar thing, pretty much like a festival. And one of the things people were selling there, aside from me, was these. They're made for wild birds, but I thought I'd use it for ours. It is covered in resin on the top and bottom and sides, so it is easy to clean. And this is all natural. Everything's good. So yeah, I got it for our birds. I think I might start feeding them their chop here too. But yeah, they do come over here when the wild birds are out. And I did actually sprinkle seed throughout the yard, more as an experiment, but they do seem to. I also have a big box of seed and nuts for the squirrels and birds to enjoy. I know you can't really see it, but there are 3 birds there. But yeah, so that's what this is. I'm going to end the video here, but in the part 4, you'll get to see Fern, the cockatoo's cage, and some of the other stuff around the house that we have set up for the birds, like our play stand. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.